right, everyone. Welcome to the Ravit Show. Very happy to have my guest today, Laurent Dresse, on the Ravit Show. Laurent is the head of professional services at DataGalaxy. Today, Laurent will be talking a lot around data catalog use cases. So feel free to have your questions coming in. We'll be taking a lot of questions around data governance, around data catalog. So feel free to ask questions. Also, feel free to please let me know if we are good live on LinkedIn, because since last few weeks we there have been a lot of issues with LinkedIn. I hope it's working very well for everyone. If not, feel free to let me know in the chat itself, and I will actually give you the link to the. I think it works well. So yeah, everyone saying hi. Uh, Hi Nelson. Hi Aditi. I hope LinkedIn's working well. Just doing a quick check because I'm super excited for the show today with Laurent, and we'll be discussing a lot around data governance, around you know data catalog use cases, and all of those things. And as I can see, Julie, is your LinkedIn is okay. Thanks for that, Nielsen. I know. Hashtag data galaxy, right? Folks have already started putting in. So just to let you guys know, you have an opportunity to win two swags. Today we are choosing two winners, and the cool swag is from Data Galaxy. So if you need the complete package, hoodie, all of those things, feel free to type in hashtag Data Galaxy in the chat. And what we'll be doing is, towards the middle of the show, we'll be announcing one winner, and towards the end of the show, definitely the second winner. I am super excited for this, and the swag is super cool. Trust me, I have it. All right. A little about today's session and our guest. Laurent specializes in working with companies in the fields of data governance and cartography, with more than 10 years of experience and the successful completion of more than 20 international projects with Ansel, Cognizant, Bearing Point. Laurent has the ability to work efficiently with your staff, listen to their ideas, and help implement the changes necessary for successful completion of their data catalog initiative and related use cases. Today, as I mentioned, we'll be discussing a lot about his journey, about data catalog use cases and data governance, and much more. And I would love to learn more about Data Galaxy. Backstage, I was talking to Laurent, and he was mentioning that they are now hiring as well. So would love to know, and anyone who would be interested, feel free to let us you can learn more about the hiring at Data Galaxy. It would be fantastic. All right, let's not make our guest wait anymore. Let's have him here. Hey Laurent, welcome to the Rabbit Show.
Hi, Ravit. Hello, everyone. Happy to be there. Really looking forward to share Data Galaxy and my views on data catalog. So I'm really excited about this event. Thank you.
Awesome. I was just, giving a quick feedback about, just introducing quickly Data Galaxy and the great things that you guys are doing. Obviously, we would love to learn more about it. The space data governance is, now important more than ever. And in the future, it will be like the center where every company will need data governance, and still every company does need. So we'll obviously be talking around a lot of things. So folks who are joining us, feel free to let us know your thoughts around data governance if you have any questions. And Laurent is here to take all the questions for you. But Laurent, for our audience, why not you introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you, Ravid. So indeed, I'm really interested in getting the feedback from people and questions around data governance, because this is a hot topic in
Right.
many companies. Now, to come back to myself, I'm Laurent Dresse. I'm the head of professional services at Data Galaxy, and also the evangelist of Data Galaxy around data governance. So I'm I have more than 10 years in expertise in data governance and data management, and I've in fact, I've built this throughout many opportunities as a consultant and meeting people facing issues with their data governance and data management. So I was able to understand the needs, being on the field, talking with people, sharing their concerns, bringing solutions to their problems, and this is how I was able to build my knowledge. At Data Galaxy, things are pretty simple and agile, I would say. We are simply helping our customer relieving their data management pain. And on a day-to-day basis, I'm dealing with my customers, helping them modeling their use cases,
Right.
building their organization in a very pragmatic approach. So these are kind of the DNA of Data Galaxy and as well myself is really being agile and help people the most pragmatic way possible.
Okay, this is fantastic introduction. Yeah. I think in terms of the data governance, the top question that comes to me at least is what are the top skills you recommend our followers cultivate to start further their journey in data governance if they are getting into it? What would be your thoughts there, Lauren?
My thought there is, well, first of all, there is no clear, I would say, school or university cursus on data governance. This is not something you learn at school. You really learn by practicing it on a day-to-day basis. And the way I
Okay.
started is not the ultimate way, but it's one way. I've been doing a lot of project management and being the liaison between IT and business. So you talk to both part of the organization. And for me, if someone wants to join the data governance world, put yourself as a coordinator, as a project manager. You need to be
Hmm.
able to listen, understand needs, business needs, convert them into a technical language so you can bridge the gap between these two parts of the company. Of course, you need some technical knowledge, but there you will be at a crossroad. Do you decide to be more on the technical side and you will work on the integration of data sources into data dictionaries? Or do you want to be more on the business side and focus on how the data is used, what is a business glossary, and how you can help the business? That's one of the crossroad. And then you can come back to a more generic approach, being a head of data governance, for instance, but it takes years to get practice, to get knowledge of the market, then also, in terms of skills, be familiar with methodologies. I mean, DAMA is one of the greatest methodology on the market. Get
Right.
used to it, understand the data management principles, but practice it a lot. That's very important because if you're not able to be practical and factual around this, it will
Hmm.
be a challenge in terms of implementation. So if we want to summarize in terms of skills, be pragmatic, be agile, be open, be transparent, be a good project manager, be a coordinator, understand technical part, understand functional part, uh,
Hmm.
and then you're set yourself successful.
Wow, this is fantastic. And these are like the golden nuggets because I've rarely seen, obviously, I know just a few of great, folks in this space like you. There's George Frickin, who are kind of like the advocates for data governance. And you guys are like kind of, getting folks to learn more about it and how you can get better. And these tips are like super helpful. Also, we have an interesting comment here from Alok Chilka, and he says, I would like to know about data governance learning paths, example like level of certification from beginner to advanced, and how we can map data governance profile with data analytics profile. And I know for a fact you just mentioned that there's no university to it, or there's no a school to it, but would love to obviously also know if there's any certifications in the market right now that I know George Firikin kind of comes up with a lot of certification in this space, but
Mhm.
any other that Laurent?
Yep. Sorry. The have two levels of knowledge and skill acquisition. One is practicing a lot, so being confronted data governance challenges. So being a consultant, for instance, and you start junior and then you gain in expertise The other way is um, be certified on one of the methodology. Just pick one of them. They are roughly all the same, but they will give you the right skill sets and organization to work in the world of data. And then another way is, yeah, listen to evangelists, to experts. I mean, having this show with you
Mm,
today is another great opportunity for me to share my knowledge. George is as well sharing a lot of knowledge. Go through
right.
these curses and webinars and shows where people will share on the field experience and expertise and solutions they implemented. That's very important because you need to confront your theoretical view and knowledge to on the field practical implementation.
Okay, this is definitely very much helpful to Alok and also to us because it matters a lot when you listen to the experts, the evangelists who are making a lot of difference in this space. And Laurent, that's very helpful. Thanks for that question, Alok. Also, I know for a fact that you have a passion for food, and how is it related to data governance? Because I've seen a lot of data kitchen content coming out there, and I love it personally. So, and for those who don't know here, definitely go follow Laurent Dresse and look at his post and the content that he provides. If you kind of connect, you'll never not follow him and not follow his content. You'll want to, read it every day, the data kitchen stories. So, but would love to hear more about what's the relation for food and how is it related to data governance.
Yeah, a very good point. My daily posts are the data governance kitchen. They are for me very intricate. First
Hmm.
of all, I'm love food. I mean, I also own a cooking club in my country. We are spending a lot of time with friends and people around different ingredients and trying to understand what is the matching. It's also for me a mindset where I want to discover new things, and it's a relentless curiosity about anything which touches food, and it's also a way to relax
Right.
after a long week. For me, my way is to be in the kitchen, pick my ingredients, think about what I will prepare, and then serve this to my family as a really an enjoyable moment. And second, for me, the kitchen and the cooking is like managing your data. You
Hmm.
have plenty of various raw ingredients in your cabinets, and then you need to find them. You need to understand how to process them. You need to mix them together and expose them in a kind of edible dishes. That's what I call the data governance kitchen. And for me, you can relate both. Plenty of ingredients. There are flows of data and ingredients in your kitchen. You need to transform, prepare, and then expose it to the organization, to your family, in terms of dishes. And for me, that's really how data governance and data management relates to cooking and food.
Wow, this is amazing. And I've rarely seen people, actually going out and doing something that they are passionate about and how they can connect it to their work. And then their work is no more their work. It's more like a passion to them as well. And I'm sure, data governance is your passion now. It's more on the lines where, I see it coming through the content itself. So that makes it fun for the audience who are sitting out there like me and following you in terms of learning about data governance, and makes it easier for us because your explanation is like to the two point, and that's what makes you unique. So thanks for that, Laurent. Okay, that is super interesting. I know for a fact where we have a super interesting question in the audience. Before I talk more about the vision of data catalog, let's take this question from Xavier's asking, I'm curious, how do you see the data catalog space in a few years? Very interesting.
Very interesting questions because with data governance being a more and more hot topic in the organization, the needs are changing and evolving quite a lot. Sorry. And for me, where I see data cataloging in the coming years is over different aspects. The first one is user experience.
Right.
Remember that if you implement a data catalog, it's for the business. It's someone needs to benefit from this catalog on their day-to-day work. And for us, users, they expect a simple and intuitive interface. This is the end. Well, let's say in a couple of years, but already today we see the trend at Data Galaxy. This is the end of complex technical platforms. You see many startups on the market bringing new apps, nice design, straightforward navigation, immediate
Right.
understanding of the key functionalities, no need for training. That's really one key aspect of where the data catalog will be in coming years. Then the second part is artificial intelligence.
Right.
AI should help the user, should help metadata harvesting, classification. I mean, GDPR, CCPA are good examples. Artificial intelligence should help you tagging this, avoiding the duplication, allowing automatic tagging, lineage, and many more. That's the technology who should replace the non-added values activity so human can focus on sharing their knowledge, sharing their expertise, sharing their um, complex contextualization of the data where a machine cannot replace. And then the rest should be automated as much as possible through artificial intelligence. Then
Okay.
there is
Yeah.
a third aspect to it for me is integration. Is if we look back, uh, in past years, we had full stacked platforms with data quality, with ETL, with storage, with lineage, with catalog, with modeling, everything in one go. What I see is that the paradigm has changed, and now we are moving towards a best of breed uh, type of approach. Remember, you have the Dama wheel of data management with many slices, and companies tend
Right.
to buy the best of breed for each slice. And then it means that integration is key because you have an ecosystem of application of data management and data governance platforms. So
Right.
free connectors, APIs will anyway be the norm so they can talk to each other by being agnostic first, but at least they understand or they talk the same language. And
Good.
then
Hmm.
the last trend for me on data cataloging is seamless integration with users' productivity tools.
Hmm.
No one, in fact, no one likes to connect to another application to get another level of information. Is how we will be able to make the content of the data catalog surface to the user, like
Exactly.
in your Slack, in your Teams, in your Jira, in your browser, that you can easily access the information. In fact, it's like today you're on any page, you right click and you have search with Google, and then you have the information. You don't have to connect to an application and so on. For me, these are the key aspects of where the data catalog feature and platform will be in coming years.
Okay, this is amazing information. Definitely, Laurent, and I'm sure Xavier. This kind of helps you in getting to a space where you can trust the future in data governance and data catalog. Also, I've already learned about your vision here in data catalog, Lawrence, so which is fantastic. But would want to also learn about how Data Galaxy is responding to these new expectations. Are they, uh, sticking to the thumb rule, or they are going like a step further to make sure that the expectations are kind of met there?
Uh, So, Ravit, if you expect me to share trade secrets here, I will not do it. It's a very dangerous game to play.
Right.
No,
So,
but joking aside, in fact,
yeah.
we have two levels of vision. One is how do we keep on servicing our existing customer base and making sure that we bring the right features for them now, and how
Right.
we want to be ahead of the game in the future of data catalog. So within Data Galaxy, we are taking some, I would say, initiatives with our research and development team. One is, of course, AI. How do we develop what we call MetaBot? So it's a bot who will help users getting insights on their over their data and also having a kind of augmented stewardship in the platform that the bot can auto tag information, classify information in an automated way. So that's one. The
Okay.
second is the overall user experience, simplification of the navigation, uh, helping users in their search, with assistance, with tips. Also working on the development, or well, not development, or I would say strengthening of our API library. We have already a big public API library where you can do
Mm.
many things outside of the catalog, but still we want to improve this to have a better integration. And then we have also other releases, but it's a bit of a commercial secret for now. So, in fact, we will be releasing on a
Mm.
monthly basis, new features to support this vision on data catalog. And the last point is we, in fact, want to be for the users what you see here. Sorry, the
Mm.
the data knowledge workplace is really, we serve various population in an enterprise. One will need to be in the data catalog and take actions there, and the other will be outside of the data catalog, and we will make everything surface to them.
This is very useful information, and I'm sure it helps our audience to understand, more about the expectations as well. So, thank you very much for that, Laurent. We have a few questions. Let's take a very interesting question that I saw was okay about this. So, how is data governance important now than ever before? Very interesting.
Well, I would say that data governance has always been important,
Hmm.
but many companies now they tend to understand the importance of data governance. Um, Past years, people were focusing on quality only, for instance, or how you can monetize your data. But today, data governance brings this overall picture around your data. There are
Right.
some regulations. I mean, GDPR is a very good example, or BCBS 239 in finance and banking. You are now forced to understand how your data is generated, transformed, and exposed in your organization. And this is the end of your Excel sheets. I mean, you really need a
Mhm.
robust platform, so you really need data governance. What happens as well is you have now DPOs in your organization, and if they want to perform assessment on critical data or personal data,
Mm.
they also need to have a tool. So these regulations and constraints are making data governance more and more important. And last but not least, we are now having so many big data and high volume technologies that if you are not able to map and perform the inventory of your data, you're lost in this overall volume of information in your organization. So that's why we see this with Data Galaxy on the market, where people tend to understand that Excel or whatever platform or document or system is not performant enough and collaborative enough, that they need the robust platform to allow them to share information and
Okay.
track information.
Wow, this is amazing. Also, I see Scott is here. Hey, Scott, nice to see you. And Scott has an interesting question for you. Uh, Very cool. How would you explain the value to a CEO who isn't interested in any of the technical aspects, which is very true and great one there. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed, it's for me one of the challenge when we face senior management is they understand the concepts of data governance, but they
Mm,
are not necessarily clear on the value. And for me, it's in fact how you will help your organization understanding first the role they play in the data value chain. Second is what are how data governance will relieve their pains. And
mm,
that's where you need to be very factual and tangible when you discuss with your senior leadership and your sponsors. Is we implement data governance because we have data issues in our organization. Because whenever there is a data quality issue, you don't know where to go. You don't know
Exactly.
who's responsible. You don't know where the data is coming from. Is it coming from my ERP? Is it coming from an Excel file? Is it coming
Hmm.
from whatever source? Then it's also the time people spend trying to understand this problem. And for me, it absolutely, I would say the best way is to explain, look, your operational team or your BI team, today it takes them, I don't know, 20 hours to investigate a quality issue. Tomorrow we will be down to 10 because they know where to go, they know who to ask, and they know how the data is transformed. So there you gain money. So these are for me the tangible aspects that you need to bring to your senior management. Otherwise, data governance sometimes is way too conceptual and it's very difficult to connect the dots. So being tangible, being factual will definitely help. And then if they don't want to understand, it's a bit of a joke, ask them if tomorrow they can just remove their accounting department. You know,
Hmm.
and data
Hmm.
governance is like accounting. You need it in a company, and of course there are benefits, but it's not always that tangible.
Hmm. Okay, this is like super useful information, and thanks for that question, Scott. Brought a lot of insights from Laurent, and I like it when you say it's like the Excel, it's like the accounting system. So if you don't have it, how the company would run? So, which is great explanation there, Laurent. Also, in terms of obviously I would love to know more about data catalog use cases and what's the what's next there. So would love to hear your thoughts on that as well.
But to relate back to my previous statement,
Yeah.
um, for me, if you're not tangible, it's very complex to implement a data governance initiative.
Hmm.
And I say initiative. It's not. It's never a project. It's not something that you do over 6 months. It's really the journey you take towards data governance. And the use case is the tangible translation of your data governance and data catalog initiative, which will fit the company and the senior management strategy and vision. And you will convert, in fact, we usually talk at Data Galaxy that you need a top bottom approach where you have senior leadership being the stakeholders securing budget and resources. And then you
Hmm.
have the bottom up, which is use cases. What are the pains? What do you want to do? How you will help the organization? And for me, that's the critical or the cornerstone for a successful data catalog implementation.
Hmm.
How to select or what is making a good use case is first it should be transverse. Uh, your use case, or at least at the beginning, your
Hmm.
use case should involve business operational team, IT technical team, BI people, that you can have, in fact, a kind of end-to-end use case which will be touching all the activities and sorry, we were just cut, and
No
initiate
worries.
the cooperation between these people. Initially, put some oil in the wheels, and then you can start managing a data catalog.
Hmm. Okay.
And then it should be very clearly scoped, in fact. In scope, you don't need to inventory your entire IT system or your entire BI. So define the scope and have the limited scope at the beginning and have tangible targets. And for me, I usually use the approach of your use case should have surface and depth, and you have at the beginning very large surface, and you don't
Hmm.
necessarily go too deep. And then the second phase is you do the other way around. You keep the same scope, but you go really down into the documentation of your use case. And the last part, it should be your use case should be measurable. So you need to define key success criteria at the beginning of
Hmm.
your implementation that you can, look back in 3 or 6 months, showing that you were successful, because this is also how you will market your use case into the organization, showcasing your initiative. That's
Right.
an important one.
Okay, this is amazing. And great information there, Laurent. Very detailed, and obviously it helps us to learn more about data catalog and the use cases. Also, there are a few questions, like tons of questions coming in. So I will. Okay, let's take one question from Ravina Ostwal from YouTube. But before that, why not do one raffle and have one of our winner, up there. And for those who don't know what we are doing, we are now will raffle and draw one of the winners for Data Galaxy cool swag. The swag is like super cool, trust me. When I got the swag, I was super impressed with the hoodie, the t-shirt, the mug. It's very cool. The branding is amazing with Data Galaxy. So without any further ado, we have 18 entries. For those who are, I'm just giving like a few seconds for those who wish to type in hashtag Data Galaxy, can do it very quickly and you will enter the raffle. All right. I think we are 18 for now, but we'll continue the raffle towards the end of the show as well. So you can always type in hashtag Data Galaxy till the end of the show. And before wrapping up, we'll be announcing the second winner. All right, let's do this. So this is what I was talking about, Lauren. This is very cool. you know,
Yeah,
giveaway. Christine. Hey, Christine, congratulations. Christine is a great friend as well, and she's from California. She
great,
does a lot of,
Christine.
yeah, she has a lot of interest in data, and I'm sure data governance is also what interests her. So, great, Christine. Congratulations once again. All right, I was gonna take this very interesting question from Ravina Ostwal. Here we go. Which are the industries using data catalog? Interesting.
Interesting. And in fact, what we see at Data Galaxy is that all the industries are using data catalogs. There is no trend that only banking or finance are
Exactly.
using data catalog. The data challenges are really across verticals, across sectors. We have at Data Galaxy insurance companies, banking, manufacturing, retail, music, lux industry. So
Nice.
it's really transverse. So there is no one typical sector which will use it. It's really across the sectors and across industries.
Okay, this is fantastic. Thanks for that question, Ravina. Very interesting question. All right, I'm just finding one more question that. Okay, yes, this question I was wondering. So Manisha is asking, where do you see data governance in next 2 to 3 years?
Well, in fact, data governance in the future, but already for now, should be totally embedded in the enterprise processes. In fact, today we still make it a
Hmm.
specific program or initiative, but tomorrow and after tomorrow, it will be part of the day-to-day life of the organization. Since being a data-driven organization means you put data at the center of your world, and it's totally natural to cooperate around your data, to share information, to share your insights. And for me, that's really where I want to see data governance. In fact, if you don't talk about it and it's embedded in your day-to-day process, it's really the winning situation. It's like
Hmm.
today, I mean, your emails, you don't think about where will email be in 3 years because it's part of your way to communicate. tomorrow data governance will be part of your way to behave and work with data. And in fact, even you will not think that there is data in the enterprise. You receive some information, you process it, and you pass it to someone else. And that's where we see the data value chain. In fact, everyone will be familiar with data and understand how it's flowing across the organization.
Okay, this is amazing. Thanks for that question, Manisha. I'm sure it's helpful, these insights that Laurent is sharing. Also, I see another data governance evangelist joining us. It's none other than George Firikin. And George
Hi,
does a
George.
lot of advocacy around data governance. If you guys are not following him, go, feel free to follow him, ask him about data governance, grab his courses. He does a lot of courses. uh, and he has a very interesting question for you, Laurent. Do you see that AI will play a bigger role in data governance? Interesting.
Very interesting question, and it relates back to one of my previous statement where AI should help
Right.
organization with non-added value time, in fact, or non-added value activities.
Hmm.
Governance means a lot of controls uh, on how you manage, transform, document data, and where you can automate and benefit from intelligence. This is where you need to go. So for me,
Okay.
yes, AI will play a bigger role in data governance, in the tooling aspects, in facilitating your classification, organization, understanding of the data, where AI can also uh, support, for instance, your DPO in your data governance process, where they can potentially identify security breach, data breach, or potential risk. That's
Hmm.
where the robots can do, because can help, because they are able to analyze billions of data in a in a matter of seconds, where human yeah, it will take time because you cannot process all this information. So
Exactly.
AI should help you in monitoring, implementing, securing data governance, and then
Hmm.
the human should manage the exceptions, the ones which doesn't fall in the algorithm, the ones where you need a sound decision based on expertise and experience. Then you pass it to the human part. But AI should really treat everything in bulk and support and facilitate your stewardship, for instance, or your DPO activities.
Okay. This is a great answer to a great question. Nice one, George. Thanks for that question. Obviously, because we are kind of more, getting closer to the AI and data space now. AI is also, adding at places, so it's very integral to know more about this as well. So, nice question, George. Also, since we are on this, and would want to also learn more about how you identify the relevant use cases, or maybe how what's like the approach to identifying the you know relevant use cases, Lauren.
Uh, the identification of use case is in fact a kind of preaching process in the organization.
Right.
You need to go to the business and ask them what are their day-to-day pains. And why is it important to proceed that way? Because first, you position yourself as bringing some help, so you're well received and perceived. And the second, it automatically, the execution of that use case will bring tangible results to that population. If and I take back my dashboard example, if I
Hmm.
have a quality issue on one of my figure on the dashboard, use case of documenting this dashboard, understanding the data transformation and sources will help the user that next time, if he has a question, he knows where to go, he knows where to contact, he knows where the information is coming from. And also, from a company standpoint, you can identify potential source of mistakes and correct them in your ETL flow. So next time you don't have this issue again. So, identifying the use case means you bring help, value, solution to someone in the organization. And the first ones should be quite transverse, and then you can
Mm.
start afterwards having more niche use case, being only technical or being only functional. But at least for the beginning, in terms of adoption of your data catalog and data governance, it's better to have a global reach.
Okay, this is amazing. I think great way to actually, identifying the relevant use cases here. So very cool. All right. Also wanted to quickly take one question from. Oh, I was I get lost kind of with the questions, but here it is. Alok Chilka's question. Such great questions, right? The audience have like amazing questions all the time, so it's hard to pick. And Alok is asking, what level of efforts does it take for an individual data or non-data background to enter in the data governance domain? Very interesting.
Uh, well, it will take the effort you want to spend on being on the data governance domain, in fact. Um,
Right.
for me, I will look back at my experience. I was absolutely not in the data domain 10, 12 years back. And I had the opportunity to manage an MDM program in one of the company I was working for, and this is
Hmm.
how I entered in data management and data governance. So my effort there was to read a lot of books and spend a lot of time understanding the basic concepts of data management, and then don't worry about the effort. I mean, your day-to-day work and your day-to-day activities will build upon your knowledge creation, and
Hmm.
you don't have to be a data sound to enter the data world. I mean, forget about it. Take the opportunity, and if you want to learn around data, go for it. In fact, try to find a job where data is exposed and where you have to work on data governance, or within your organization be a data steward for your line of business, for instance, and then you can start participating in this overall data governance. So the effort is, of course, you need to learn, but more importantly, you need to practice.
Very true. Okay, this is amazing. Be the learner that you want to be, basically.
Yeah.
So makes a lot of sense. And okay, let's take this very interesting question from George. I can't. George has like the most amazing questions because he's in this field and he comes up with such amazing questions. How long does it take for an organization to see the benefits of the data catalog? Very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting question. And whenever we start the collaboration with customers, that's one of the first questions. When do we see the benefits? First, it's first it relates to the use case you identify. If you have good use cases, you will see the benefits in a pretty short time frame. And what we see is with the first pool of use cases, you see
Yep.
the first benefits somewhere between 6 months and 12 months. Why? Because the initial 6 months you spend time documenting your data catalog, technical part, transformation, glossary, usages, build your organization of data stewards, build your councils and your process. So these are the prep work. And then you open the data catalog to the organization, and people will start understanding that the information is available out there and they can benefit from it. That's for me the 6 to 12 months. But if you don't nurture this cycle, it will fade away. So that's where George knows it, and I do it also with my customer, is the
Hmm.
evangelism and the preaching in your organization. And that's very important to relay the message on a day-to-day basis, stating that we have the catalog, we have governance, and there is value for you in this specific initiative. Then the people will get used to it and the adoption will grow, and the benefits in fact will be continuous. But now to simply answer in a matter of time frame, 6 to 12 months you have the first benefits in your organization.
Okay, this is amazing. And there's like a follow-up question from Xavier. How do you justify ROI on a data catalog project?
If someone is asking what is the return on my data catalog, it means for
Mm.
me first that they did not understand the benefits of data governance, because it's very
Very true.
difficult. It's very difficult to immediately bring a return only on data catalog project, because these are the foundations you need in your organization. And when I get asked this question by customers, what I say is, you will see the return on investment when you will have another layer, which is data quality, data sharing, data access, for instance, because your catalog is what will enable other benefits in the organization. And quality is really the tangible one. But if you need a return on investment for your data catalog initiative, what I would do is perform, and I will relate back to George, because I attended one of his course on data management, data governance maturity. I would
Right.
It would be one of the first step is assess your maturity. From there, assess what are your pains in the organization around data, quantify your pain. So we're back to, if there is an issue with data, who should I need to contact, where I need to go, where's the data is coming from, and how much time, human time, you spend on this. And this is your baseline. And by implementing your data catalog, you will kill this lost time, and this will be
Mm.
your benefit. This will be your first return on investment.
Okay, this is amazing. A great explanation there. A fantastic question. For those who are just joining us, wanted to give you a quick. I know Kate is here. Hi, Kate. Thanks for joining.
Okay.
For others who are joining us, just wanted to give you a quick heads up that we are giving away the complete swag of Data Galaxy. I have a. I've enjoyed the swag. If you need the swag, look at that T-shirt. Look at and the hoodie is like the outstanding stuff. So feel free to type in hashtag Data Galaxy in the chat to enter the raffle. I can see a lot of folks in there already, but feel free to put in hashtag Data Galaxy, and we'll announce the winners towards the end of the show. All right. Another quick question from my end. So, can we also talk about pitfall to avoid here, Lauren? That's like an interesting part too, I feel.
Yeah, that's an important part. When you implement your data catalog, there are things you should absolutely avoid. The first
Hmm.
one is, when it comes to your use case, if you don't master enough your use case, from a technical point or functional point, or investigating what is behind this use case, what does it mean to document a dashboard, then you will fail. I mean, you need to spend this time on understanding your use case and what it means to document it. The second is, and that's what I see the most, is not having the business around the table.
Hmm.
If you initiate your data catalog program initiative only from IT or technical side, you will fail. You will have a platform brought by IT for the business need.
Hmm.
You will have a solution which will be business needed. So have, as of day one, the business around the table with your use case, so it will ease your implementation. Then never underestimate the time it takes to discuss about how you want to articulate your business glossary, for instance, or your meta model. This is important. You need to spend time with your business to discuss how you want to classify your data. It takes time, and never
Hmm.
underestimate that. Other pitfall to avoid is thinking that uh, the data catalog connectors or APIs will be the solution. I mean, no,
Hmm.
it's never the solution. It helps. It industrializes or automates your metadata harvesting, but it's not the solution. And then, um, as a conclusion, I would say that the data catalog is really a journey.
Hmm.
So it's not just a 6 month project. It is something you want to embed in your organization. It's really a change management within the enterprise by putting the data at the center of your processes, but also uh, working on human factor. No, and
Right.
you need to, in fact, you should not care about data catalog. You should not care about uh, technical implementation or perimeter or scope. You should
Mhm.
put the human at the center of this initiative. Is how will we serve the users? What kind of value do we bring the organization? And then the rest will follow. But if you miss this human aspect, again, you will most probably fail.
Wow. I think this is like amazing information and great insights, Laurent. Very good to learn a lot of things here. Also, there are a few questions in the audience. I'm just trying to pick. Atul says he kind of finds it super informational and great explanation there. So it's definitely amazing. All right, let's take this quick question from Tom Ives. It's good to see Tom Ives here attending the show. He's like the father of all the data folks out there. So yeah,
The evangelist of the evangelists.
very true. So basic question alert. He says, "What is the biggest reason for data cataloging?" I think I know, but I would like to hear it from Lauren. Yeah.
The biggest reason, well, for me, is to have the final understanding of
Hmm.
which data is available in your enterprise.
Nice.
We talk a lot about shadow IT or dark data. I mean, today most of the companies are running a parallel IT or parallel set of data. So the biggest reason for data cataloging is to show the emerge part of the iceberg and show the dirt in the organization, stating these are all the mess we have with our IT system. These are all the
Hmm.
mess we have with our data. This is all the complex transformation we try to apply. These are all the reports we have. I mean, I had this discussion with a customer. They have, for a mid-sized company, more than 5,000 dashboards. 5,000 dashboards. How
Oh
can
my.
you live with that and manage that? So you show the ugly truth, and then you can start, based on facts, rationalize and manage your data in a
Hmm.
proper way. That's one of the biggest reasons. The second is, of course, to bring value to the customer. And we are back. It's always bringing value to the users in the organization. So you have the harmonized and unified understanding of the data in the organization. I saw one comment in the chat where what is the definition of MRR, your monthly running rate?
Okay.
I mean, you ask it to 5 people, you have 5 different definitions. Date of contract, you have 20 different definition. So your
Hmm.
data catalog brings this unified and unique view of the data from a business standpoint in the organization. It's a journey. It's difficult to get there, but this is for me also one of the biggest reasons.
Okay. This is amazing. Great question, Tom. Obviously, sometimes basic questions kind of bring a lot of information. So it's amazing. And Tom agrees. He says, so making better use of dark data, that makes sense, and better overall consolidation. Thanks.
Yeah, and in
Awesome.
fact, the idea is to get rid of dark data and only
Yeah.
have, official governed data.
Okay. This is fantastic. Also, since you were talking about the users there, and uh, there's an interesting follow-up question that I can take from George here. Who would be the main users in a company of Data Galaxy? Would love to know more about that.
Well, at initial implementation, most of the users are the data stewardship organization. So business subject matter experts, operational experts that wants to document the content of the data catalog. And same goes from the technical side. A lot of architects, data modelers, and sysadmin to construct this technical knowledge. That's one part. But as we move towards the implementation, the main users will be more shifting to generic business users having a question on one of the data element available in the organization.
Mm.
And for me, that's anyway your targeted group for your data catalog is anyone in the organization who has a question on one of the data element available. Anyone. That's
Right.
very important, because you need to serve the greatest or the biggest number, and not just focus on a subset of users. Of course they are very important. Without data stewards, data owners, or technical guys, you don't have a data catalog. But you don't want to serve uniquely this portion. You want to serve the entire organization.
Okay, this is amazing. Great question there, George. Amazing questions. Actually, George has like those questions which are kind of to the point. He wants to get dig in more into the data governance and data cataloging. So this is fantastic. Thanks, George, for those questions. Also, quickly wanted to also learn more about Data Galaxy in terms of the future long term plans. So what's next coming for Data Galaxy? Yeah.
Well, in fact, that's another good question. Do you want as well me to share company secrets on how we will?
Oh, though I wish to learn more about it, but
Okay,
unfortunately, no. Yeah,
no. So we are a French startup.
right.
We were created back in 2015. We spent some time building the commercial product, then released it on the market
Mm,
roughly 4 years back. So we're still young, uh,
right.
and we grow with our customer. In fact, we really have this co-construction approach that we
Mm,
want to develop features which will serve someone in our client base. Of course, there are some trends. You need some technical capabilities. I understand it, but we really want to do things on purpose with our customer base. Now, in terms of future, we have different, I would say, priorities. One is of course, the financial expansion. We are a startup, so we are going through fundraising, A series, and making sure that we secure our cash position and transformation towards bigger and bigger company. Then there is the geographical expansion. We are now focusing not only to consolidate our European footprint with our
mm,
customers. We are French. Our initial market was France, but now we are starting having more and more customers in within Europe. But we will also address the North American market, where we think a big slice of data catalog needs is located. So we will expand there in the coming month. You will hear it through LinkedIn when we will announce it. And then the
awesome.
last part is our employee base, because without employees, you are not a company. You cannot grow.
Exactly.
So we are hiring a lot of profiles, technical profiles, sales, account management, to
Nice.
really build the organization as a whole. So if you're interested in joining Data Galaxy, uh, we have in the chat my colleague Lucino, who already posted our link to the recruitment website. You can
Yeah.
as well, yeah, there. Okay, perfect. You can as well visit Data Galaxy LinkedIn page, where you get information, or my page. Or if you have a specific question, just drop me a message. I will be more than happy to explain you the opportunities and see how we can grow together.
Awesome. And I'm sure there's a lot of, if you want to work with a team like Data Galaxy, trust me, I've known them since forever now. And I love the team. I love the people. Go ahead. If there are many opportunities, don't miss out. It's a great way to, get together and learn more about a company, and also the people, and such amazing data governance, which is and data cataloging, which is what we have heard in the last almost an hour. And I'm not even tired. I think I'm just getting started. So obviously, would love to learn more about it. And that's what, Laurent, I would definitely want to invite Data Galaxy for a 2.0 version as well on the Ravit Show, and we can have a lot of discussion around it. And I'm sure the audience also wants to learn more about Data Galaxy, and about data governance, data cataloging, and what are the new developments. I know we have like a limited time today, but definitely a 2.0 version would be like amazing. There'll be like so much that we could explore for the audience as well. What do you think?
Uh, yeah, great opportunity, Ravit. I would be more than happy to again make it a bit more tangible by showing our audience what it looks like in terms of Data
Yeah,
Galaxy data catalog,
definitely.
and pick a use case and really go through the journey of data in a data catalog, so people understands what it means with pleasure.
Awesome. This will be fun. So, guys, are you ready for the 2.0 version with Lauren, or maybe anyone from the team as well? Maybe it could be a panel discussion as well. You never know, but we'll get that poll as well. Like, what are guys looking out for? But one interesting comment that I had to take from LinkedIn user, though I know maybe who the LinkedIn user is, it's Zaki. He says old school data catalogs collect metadata and put them in passive silos. I think the new approach opens the way to data catalog 3.0 towards the self-service journey. What do you think about that, Lauren?
Agreed, agreed. The old
Okay,
school is we perform the inventory of a database, we put it in a data catalog, and it stays there. So
nice.
that's a trend we've identified at Data Galaxy, where we want to have dynamic update and maintenance of your data dictionary and data catalog in general. Having automated from the Data Galaxy to sources, automated connectors which will scan on a dynamic way all your sources, but also how the system can, through AI, through automation, convert everything into a first draft of your business glossary and business view of these elements. And then, having the artificial intelligence preparing all the work for you, that as a human, you just have to validate the last steps and have it dynamic, reflected all across the data catalog, all across the board, and not have these passive silos anymore. Yeah.
Amazing. Great info. Thanks for that comment, Zaki. And Lauren does agree with that. Also, Laurent, I know it's time to wrap. Obviously, it's hard to say you bye because it's such amazing insights and such great, thoughts here in terms of data cataloging use cases. But I haven't forgotten, guys. We need to actually announce the second winner. And before I have like the last question for our guest, Laurent, let's do this quick. Okay, first winner was Christine. Congratulations, Christine. And let's do the second one. You're all the best, everyone. All right. And the winner is Atul Kumar Patel from YouTube. Amazing. Atul, feel free to reach out to Julie in the comments on LinkedIn, or feel free to reach out to me, whoever you think you can reach out earlier. Uh, you'll get the swag, and I'm super excited for the folks attending today. You get like two of those winners get the swag, and also what we've planned is like a 2.0 version. So can't wait. Thank you very much, Lauren, for today. And one last question for our audience: if folks want to learn more about you, about data governance, about data cataloging, where can they reach out? Is it the LinkedIn, or are there any other places as well?
If they want to exchange with me, I would be more than happy to connect on LinkedIn. So just send me an invite, and then we can share. I'm really keen on getting, I would say, confronted with the market, with users, with feedback, with new ideas. That's really the aim of these shows. And I invite people for a 2.0 version of this show where we can go into more tangible aspects of data cataloging.
Wow, amazing. I can't wait, Lauren. This is super exciting. Thank you very much again. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. It was such a pleasure. Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you very much, guys. It was a pleasure.